everyone, my name is Vina, aka Miss WOCReader, and welcome back to my channel. 2026 is fast approaching, and I thought it would be a good idea to show you guys a haul of all of the 2026 ARCs that I received. Now, some of these were sent unsolicited, some of them I did request. I surprisingly have a decent amount of books, in my opinion, so far, considering just like last month I was like, what 2026 books do I even want to read? This is in no particular order. All of these are authors of color, and I'm excited to share them with you. This first one is a January release. It's Hattie Mae Begins Again by Sharon G. Flake. So Sharon G. Flake is a Coretta Scott King Award-winning author. She's been around for a minute now, and I did request this because I just thought that it sounded so interesting. You don't see a whole lot of middle grade historical fiction, so when I do see it, I'm always intrigued. Hattie Mae is from Seed County, North Carolina. She knows hard work, milking cows, plucking chickens, minding the garden. Her hands are made for manual labor, her feet for dirt. That is, according to Lisa and some of the girls at Miss Abigail's School for Exceptional Young Ladies in Philadelphia. In their eyes, Hattie Mae will never break into upper society and is unworthy of becoming a doctor or a lawyer. Though Hattie Mae sticks out like a sore thumb and has more in common with the hundreds of black folks pouring into the city looking for better opportunities during the Great Migration, she knows that she belongs. She just has to prove it to the rest of the girls, and maybe even to herself. A moving coming-of-age story about finding the courage to be yourself, chasing your dreams, and lending a hand to others along the way. So this one, it says, is coming out on January 13th, I believe. And I'm going to try and get to it in January. I don't know how things are going to be yet, but like I said, I saw the cover, I read the description, I had my eye on it. Thanks so much to Random House for sending it my way. This is another ARC that I received from Random House Kids. This is Mystery on Macaw Mountain. It's by Maria Jose Fitzgerald. Nico and his cousins don't have much in common, but they're all excited to visit the Mayan ruins of Copan to see the release of the scarlet macaws. Nearly extinct in Honduras, 8 of these majestic birds will soon fly free in a brand new sanctuary. But just before the big day, the birds are stolen. Who could have planned this bewildering bird heist and why? Nico and his cousins are determined to find out, and everyone is a suspect. Poachers, cranky neighbors, Mama's new boyfriend. The investigation will take them from a bustling village to the mist-shrouded ruins of Macaw Mountain, bringing the cousins together as they unravel a plot far stranger than they ever imagined. So I like these types of adventure stories, and we don't see a whole lot of them aimed toward Latinx kids, so that was one thing that caught my eye. This one also came from Random House, get underlined. This is Call of the Dragon by Natasha Bowen, who was the author of Skin of the Sea. Moremi has only ever known peace in the kingdom of Kiwa thanks to the 2 dragon gods keeping an unspeakable evil at bay. But when the king tries to claim the god's power for himself, it all goes dreadfully wrong. The great dragons are injured and flee, and the world's darkest shadows are released. Suddenly was ancient tales of monsters become all too real. Yet as death comes for those around her, Moremi somehow finds herself magically connected to both dragon gods, a feat that should be impossible. Now Moremi is Kiwa's only hope for restoring the gods to full strength, but will Jagon, the mysterious prince, let her anywhere near the dragons? And how does her childhood friend Nox feel about it all? It may not matter in the end, because if Moremi fails in her quest, she risks the earth caving in and the sky crumbling down. Now this sounds like it's going to be action and adventure packed. I see the teasings of a love triangle there. Not really a fan of love triangles, but we'll see how it goes. Aku, Journey to Ibrar from Micaiah Johnson. For as long as Aku remembers, his first love has been outer space. Every day he plays tribute star with his best friends and dreams of becoming an astronaut. So when a mysterious astronaut helmet appears in his basement, Aku thinks it's the coolest thing ever. Scratch that. Discovering the helmet can transport him through space is the coolest thing ever. The helmet lets Aku travel back and forth between Earth and the planet Ibra, where he meets extraterrestrial friends and explores their fascinating planet. But there's a problem. Space soldiers have invaded Ibra and are stealing its most precious resource, the Lunaberry. And they've also made things personal by kidnapping and holding Aku's own grandfather captive. If Aku doesn't figure out something quickly, it could spell doom for an entire planet. So, Johnson is a former MLB player, which I think is pretty cool, a fun little tidbit. But I have been saying for like 3 years now that we need more books featuring Black kids in space, exploring other galaxies, imagining, dreaming. So when I saw this, it was right up my alley. I had to grab. This one is Cabaret in Flames by Ache Hui. I probably said that wrong. I will look up the pronunciation later. This was gifted to me by Tor. It's a novella. Goals can be brutal. Few know this better than Ariadne, who lost half her body to their appetites, but their brutality is a predictable constant amid Brazil's political chaos. Now she treats them in the specialized clinic she inherited from Eric Yurkov, the mentor who rescued her as a child, trained her in medicine, and disappeared. Then, Quaint knocks on her door, a charming, tattooed girl who claims to be Eric's oldest friend. Quaint suspects foul play in Eric's disappearance, and the two discover Eric sought asylum at Cabaret, a famous Rio de Janeiro club frequented by the Gull elite. Together, Ariadne and Quaint unravel the conspiracy behind the disappearance, navigate Ariadne's labyrinthine memories, and discover what Eric means to them and what they mean to each other. Honestly, I saw fantasy, I saw like alternate Brazil, and I knew I had to have it. This is from Random House / Get Underlined. This is Shelley Page's Charmed and Dangerous. Magic lingers in the cozy town of Fairglen, Illinois, and it's up to the agents of the Bureau of Mystical Affairs to keep it in check. Monroe Bennett, a junior recruit of the Bureau, is ready to ace her first assignment, tracking down the source of a rogue love charm. Protecting her charmed classmates, including the Bureau Director's daughter Iris James, is top priority. But when Iris asks Monroe to fake date her to make her ex jealous, things get complicated. Monroe believes in duty, not romance. Yet, the more time she spends with Iris, the harder it is to ignore the very real sparks flying between them. Can Monroe protect herself from love long enough to solve this case, or will her growing feelings get in the way? So this sounds like a cute, fun, magical romance. Harper Sharp, Kid Detective by Jarrett Williams. This was sent to me by Random House Kids. And this is a graphic novel. So it says, meet Harper Sharp. He's a gamer, an artist, and the world's next great detective. I thought this would be fun. We don't see a lot of graphic novels with Black boys at the center, and that's why I wanted to read it. It Lurks in the Night by Sarah Das. So this was actually a 2025 arc, but the book got pushed back to 2026. And that just gives me more time to hopefully read it before it releases. It comes out sometime in January, I know that. All Maya Woods wants is to reunite her three best friends, Pearl, Erica, and Lystra, for one last epic boat trip to the islands around their Caribbean home before they all graduate from high school. But the girls are forced to make an emergency landing on Anato, an island avoided by locals and tourists alike because of the rumors of monsters and shadows that lurk in its depth. And their yearly tradition descends into darkness as Erica turns up dead. The girls have no choice but to leave her body behind. As their tight-knit community spirals into grief and suspicion, Maya and her friends struggle to understand what happened on the island. Was it simply an accident, or is there truth to the rumors about Anato? A week later, the community rejoices when Erica mysteriously returns alive and well, but Maya can't seem to let go of her questions. What did they see that night? And who or what is Erica now? As old arguments and new betrayals rise to the surface, Maya and her friends can feel the shadows closing in on them. Something is lurking in the night, and they must be ready to face it. So at this point, I can just say I read all of Sarah Das' books. I love to support a Trinidadian author, and this sounds really intriguing. I think it's gonna be like a step up from It Waits in the Forest. On Sundays, She Picked Flowers. This is by Yaya Schofield, and this one was sent to me by Simon and Schuster. When Judith Rice fled her childhood home, she thought she'd severed her abusive mother's hold on her. She didn't have a plan or a destination, just a desperate need to escape. Drawn to the forests of northern Georgia, Jude finds shelter in a house as haunted by its violent history as she is by her own. Jude embraces the eccentricities of the dilapidated house, soothing its ghosts and haunts, honoring its blood-soaked land, and over the next 13 years, Jude blossoms from her bitter beginnings into a wise woman, a healer. But her hard-won peace is threatened when an enigmatic woman shows up at her doorstep. The woman is beautiful but unsettling, captivating but uncanny. Ensnared by her desire for the stranger, Jude is caught off guard by brutal urges suddenly simmering beneath her skin. As the woman stirs up memories of her escape years ago, Jude must confront the cause of violence rooted in her bloodline. So I really do enjoy like a good Southern Gothic, and I've heard good things about this from when it was self-published, so that's what made me extra excited to want to pick it up. Olivia Gray Will Not Fade Away by Sierra Birch. This was sent to me by Simon and Schuster. 7th grade has just started, but Olivia Gray already knows this year is different. Her brother ignores her for his crush, and her friends are laser focused on who likes who, something Olivia has never cared about. All they want to talk about is Robbie, the most popular boy in school, and Krush, the social app that allows posters to anonymously share secrets. So when Olivia unknowingly rejects Robbie's invitation to the fall formal and goes viral on Krush, the way she feels or doesn't feel about boys is suddenly under a microscope. As the chatter about Robbie and dating grows, Olivia starts to feel invisible, literally. Seen only by her new librarian and a friendly kid named Jules, Olivia flickers in and out of sight whenever the topic of romance comes up. All she wants is to be normal, but can she really fit in without disappearing completely? So I read Sierra Birch's Finch House, and my goal is to read Camp Twisted Pine by the end of the month, which is fast approaching. And I am really intrigued about this one. I also appreciate her for writing shorter middle grade, because we need shorter middle grade so bad. This is Aicha, and I did request this one from Tor. I was super excited about it from the time I saw it announced, to be honest. I think I had been following this author for a little bit, and then it got announced, and I was like, yes, right up my alley. Aicha is the story of Morocco's warrior goddess, her strange magic, fierce rebellion, and devastating romance. The Portuguese Empire has planted its flag across Morocco, ruling with an iron fist, but eventually all empires must fall. Aicha, the daughter of a Moroccan freedom fighter, was born for battle. She has witnessed the death of her people, their starvation and torture at the hands of the occupiers, and it has weakened an anger within her, an anger that burns hot and bright and that speaks to Aisha's soul. Only Aisha's secret lover, Rashid, a rebellion leader, knows how to soothe her. But as the fight for Morocco's freedom reaches its violent climax, the creature that simmers beneath Aisha's skin begs to be unleashed. It hungers for the screams of those who have caused her pain, and it will not be ignored. I love that recap too, short, sweet, and to the point. I'm excited for this one. This one was sent to me. I'm not sure if I am going to read it yet. It is The Body by Bethany Moreau. It was sent by Tor. And the one book I read by Bethany Moreau, I was kind of so-so on. Her other one just really didn't sound up my alley at all. This one, it sounds somewhat interesting. Mavis thought she left her trauma behind when she broke from her parents' congregation, but some scars still remain, and she's not the only one under threat. Her husband is now too. When a close call with death shows her what real fear looks like, and violent accidents start happening to the couple, Mavis begins to realize hell isn't reserved for the afterlife, and sinner or not, nobody is coming to save her. So it's supposed to be like a supernatural horror story, like obviously involving the church. So those are my 2026 arcs. Which one do you think I should read first? And which one is most intriguing to you? If you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!